Hello everyone. Welcome back to the session of English. In this session, we are going to continue with our interesting chapter prepositions. Now this is part 6. In this session, we are going to learn some prepositions. In fact, one preposition which has many uses, which has various uses, different uses in the usage of sentences. So let's begin the session. In this session, we will revise prepositions with some additional points. Remember, we have already done prepositions in our earlier sessions, but in these sessions now onwards, we are going to revise preposition with some additional points and some interesting points as well. In this session, we are going to elaborate each and every preposition so that you may have an idea about each and every preposition in detail. Now, in this session, we are going to discuss one preposition, many uses. It means from the sessions now onwards, what we are going to do, we are going to discuss prepositions with their entire detail, or you can say prepositions in detail. We will learn elaborated part of it. For example, if there is one preposition, it has many uses. It can have many uses. So in this session, we are going to learn one preposition which has many uses. And from now onwards, in our later sessions as well, we are going to do the same. In this session, we will discuss different uses of preposition in. So in this session, we are going to learn in. What is in and what is the use of preposition in. Now, preposition in is very, very important. What does it mean? So, first of all, let us discuss about it. The preposition in is a common and versatile preposition in English language. Why versatile? Because it can have many uses. Also, preposition in can be used in various places, in various sentences, and for various purposes. Purposes in the sense, in basically refers to say as the location. In basically says as the location of something. For example, if something is inside the boundaries. For example, if I'm sitting in a room, obviously I'm sitting within the boundaries of something. Suppose there is a room and one man is standing in this. So he is standing in the region, in the entire region, in between this entire region. So he is standing in the room. So in refers to when someone is standing in something. So that is the use of in. So let's begin the session. It is used to indicate location, time, inclusion, and more. Here are some common usages of the preposition in. So let's begin. In basically refers to show something which is within the boundaries. For example, you can see over here, there is a ball. This is a football which is inside the box. So it is in the box because it is just within the boundaries of this box. It is not outside. It is not upon it. It is not on it. It is just inside the boundaries of this box. So this is known as preposition in. Now, let us discuss some examples and uses of preposition in. First, we can use to locate. This preposition in is used to show the location of something. For example, the cat is in the house. So the location of this cat is in the house. She lives in New York. Obviously, because she lives somewhere. So here we are showing the location of this person, she. So she lives in New York. So her location is in New York. Her house is in New York. This book is in the library. So the location of this book, you can find this book in the library. So library is a place, is a region, is an area within which you can find this book. So that is in the library. So this is how we can show the location of something in with the help of preposition in. Now let us move to the next. Now this is very, very important. You can show time with the help of preposition in. How? For example, if there is long duration of time. Now what are long duration of times? Long duration refers to, now there are two types of duration of time. One is short and one is long. So if we talk about short time duration, there is day, date. But if we talk about a week, a year, a month, A decade, decade means 10 years. A century, that means 100 years or many more. They can be 1000 years or many more. So if we show any of these long time durations, we always use in with them. For example, in a week, in 1994, in January, in 90s, in 80s, in 21st century, in 19th century. So these are the durations of time before which we use preposition in to indicate these times. For example, the meeting is scheduled in an hour. Now, hour is the shortest time duration you can see. So, but hour is actually a duration of various minutes. For example, we have 60 minutes in an hour. So 60 minutes in an hour. So hour is basically a duration which is going on. So in that case, we are using preposition in. We cannot say on hour. No, hour is not a particular time. Hour is actually the duration of some minutes or some seconds. So therefore, we are using in preposition before it. His birthday is in April. Now, April is a month. So before April, we are using in preposition. They will arrive in the evening. Again, evening is part of time. Therefore, we are using in before it. Now, let us elaborate this time pattern over here. For longer periods, such as months, years, seasons, centuries, and general times of a day. General times of a day means parts of the day. For example, we have 4 parts of the day. We have 4 parts of the day. That is morning, then we have afternoon, then we have evening, then we have night. So evening and then we have night. So these are the parts of the day. Now what we say in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening, but for night we use at. We cannot say in night. We can say at night. So for night only we use at. So this is an exception. But for morning, for afternoon, for evening, we use in the morning, in the afternoon, and in the evening. Now, also for the months, years, seasons, centuries, decades, we use generally in. For example, in January, in 2022, in the 20th century. So we are using in for all these patterns or for all these time durations because these are longer periods. So you can say long periods of time or you can say long durations of time. Now, we can say in the morning, afternoon, in the evening, but for night we use at. That I have already told you. Now, in winter, in spring, in summer, in autumn. So with all these durations of with all these seasons, we use basically in. So in the in autumn, in summer, in winter, etc. Now let us move further. Now important rules related to time with preposition at, on, and in. Well, we are discussing in over here. So first we'll focus on in only. But here there is a rule which is important for all of these at, on, and in. So we are going to discuss that particular rule here only. But while we'll be discussing at and on, I'll again tell you the same thing so that you may memorize it again or you may revise it again. When the precedes morning, evening, it means whenever we have a time duration that is morning. And if the definite article the precedes it, for example, if we have a structure like the morning, the evening, the afternoon, in is typically used as the preposition of time. This usage helps to specify a particular part of the day. For example, in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening. It means if we are using preposition in with any parts of the day, there is important or there is necessary to use the. We cannot say like in morning. No, in the morning is the correct phrase to be used over there. Now, there is one more thing. If we use at, by, after, before any part of the day. Before any part of the day. This is again very important thing. Suppose there are the parts of days, for example, morning, evening, afternoon, and night. And we are using any of these prepositions before it. We do not use any article in between, whether it is definite article or indefinite article. For example, we have a and the, whatever. But we do not use any article if any part of the day is is preceded by the preposition at, by, after, and before. For example, we can say at night. We cannot say at the night. That will be incorrect. Obviously, if I say at the night, this will be incorrect. Instead, we should write at night. If I say by evening, I'll call you by evening. So this is correct. But if I say I'll call you by the evening, that will be incorrect. If I say I'll see you after 9, it is fine. If I say I'll see you after the evening, that will be incorrect. If I say I'll see you after evening, I'll see you after afternoon, that is fine. Or if I say I'll see you after morning, so that is correct. But if I say after the morning, that will be incorrect. So I think you are getting it, that whenever we use any of these prepositions like at, by, after, before, we do not use any article after it if it is followed by any part of the day. But if it is in, we should use the. With on as well, but with at, there is another rule which we are going to discuss while we will be discussing at. Now, for example, I'll see you in the morning. So in is a preposition after which we have a part of the day, and yeah, we are using the. We have a meeting scheduled in the evening. So again, this is the part of the day, and we are using preposition in between which we have used this the, which is necessary. Now let us move to the next. However, it is worth noting that if you are referring to a specific day's morning or evening, on is the appropriate preposition. Now, for any part of the day, before that, we generally use in preposition, but if we are talking about specific days, now there is a specific day which we are talking about. For example, we are talking about some specific morning. For example, if I'm saying that is suppose morning of Diwali, so in that case we can use preposition on, that is appropriate, not in. We cannot say in the morning of Diwali, no, on the morning of Diwali. For example, I'll see you on the morning of the 10th. So of the 10th, suppose if I say on the 10th of May, or of the 10th of June, of the 10th of January, any. So I'll see you on the morning. So because this morning is specific, this morning is only that morning which will occur on 10th. So in that case, we can use preposition on and not in. So there, on is the correct preposition. You have a meeting scheduled on the evening of July 4th. So we are talking about July 4th. Therefore, we are using on because that is a specific morning which we are talking about. So you must remember that if we are talking in general sense, we use in, but if we are talking about some specific day, then we use on and not in. This is very, very important again. So you must remember, if we are talking about a specific, we use on, and if we are talking in general, we use in. So generally we use in, but for some specific days, if we are referring to some specific days, we use on only. Now let us move further. When a or an precedes morning or evening, for example, we are talking about some morning or some evening, that can be any. We are talking about some morning that can occur or that had occurred. So we are talking about some morning, any morning. We are not talking about a specific morning. So before that, we generally use a or an, that is indefinite articles. On is typically appropriate preposition. In that case as well, we use preposition on and not in. That is appropriate preposition to be used. This construction is used to basically this structure. Basically, this is a structure, not construction. So let it be. Construction is used to denote a certain event or action that will occur during a non-specific morning or evening. For example, suppose if I say, I met him on a morning last year. So I don't remember that which morning it was, but there was a morning time. Uh, there was a time when I met him. That was some morning. Which morning I don't know, but that was some morning. So a morning refers to some morning, any morning that was there, but we don't know exactly the day. So in that case as well, we can use preposition on. Now let us move further. So this is how we have discussed time in which we can use preposition in. Now here we are going to discuss another use of in, that is inclusion or membership. Examples: I'm interested in science. For example, I'm interested in this job. If I say I'm interested in this job. So interested, with interested we are using in uh, in this job. So I'm taking interest in some particular job. In that case also we can use in. For the membership as well we can use in. He is a member in the club. So he is a member in the club, or he is also in the members of the club. So in this manner as well we can show that he is included in that particular part, or he is the part of that particular group or anything. So we can use preposition in to show that inclusion as well. There is a lot of sugar in this recipe. For example, there is a lot of sugar in tea. So this tea, it means we are talking about a particular a specific or a particular recipe or a particular dish or a particular you can say particular any type of meal. So we are talking about in, that it is included in that particular thing. So in that case as well we can use in. Now let us move to the next. That is means or method. She communicates in sign language. So suppose there is a person and she communicates only in sign language. For example, if he is dumb or deaf, so these type of persons, they typically or they basically use sign languages. So she communicates in sign language. She is comfortable in English. So in English, in Hindi, she speaks in English very well. So there is she has fluency in English. So this is the case that we are showing that her method of communication, her means of communication is English or any language. She speaks in Spanish very well. So, or she speaks Spanish very well. Both are the same sentence. Both are the correct sentence, in, of course. So we can use in with that as well. We paid in cash. So as we know well that nowadays there are various methods of paying or making payments. For example, we can pay through cards, we can pay in cash, we can pay in digital payments, we can make digital payments as well. So we paid in cash. Basically we use in cash. So you must have seen it in the parts of Uber and Ola, that there is written in cash or digital payment. So there are few options. So we are using in cash. He wrote the letter in red ink. Now, what happens? Now, after seeing the sentence, I have already told you in our earlier session as well that there is a concept of agent and instruments. For example, if a person does anything, suppose if I'm there and I'm writing a sentence, you can see that I'm writing over here. So I'm the agent because I'm doing that particular work, but I'm using something to do that particular thing. For example, if a person does anything, he's known as agent. And with the help of that particular thing, or those particular things which he does the particular action, so those things are known as instruments. Now, if I'm writing this sentence over here, or if I'm writing anything in this part, you can see that I'm the agent and I'm using instrument. What I'm using, this is stylus and anything. So these are instruments. So instruments can be of two types. They can be either countable or they can be uncountable. So two types of instruments are there. One is countable and another is uncountable. For agent, we basically use by. For countable instrument, we use with. And for uncountable instrument, we use in. Now, you can see over here that I'm writing this thing. For example, agent, instruments, all these things are written by me. So I'm the agent of doing that of doing this. And instruments are, for example, I'm writing with my pen, so this is countable instrument because I can count it. And if the thing is uncountable, now you can see that I'm writing over here in red ink. Suppose I change the color of this ink, this is blue ink, so I have changed the color of the ink. So this is ink, and ink is generally uncountable. So in that case, because that is uncountable, we use in. For example, he wrote the letter in red ink. So red ink is uncountable instrument, therefore we have used in. To show the uncountable instruments, we basically use in. And if you say that the letter was, suppose the sentence is the letter was written by him in, written by him with a pen in green ink. Suppose this is the part, green ink. So here you can say pen is countable, with which we have used with, and ink is uncountable, with which we have used in. You must have heard something like he wrote the letter in blood. So blood is basically uncountable, therefore we can use in. So in these types of sentences, we can use with or in. Now let us move further. Now, in is also used to show the state or condition. For examples, the flowers are in bloom. So in that case, we are using in. She is in good health. So our condition is good, so we can use in. The house is in despair. Despair means everyone is sad. So is in despair or is in sadness, everyone is upset due to something. So we can show the condition of that particular family, so with the help of preposition in. So there can be various conditions as well. With the for that we can use the preposition in. So this is how we can use preposition in terms of state or condition. Now let us move further. If we want to show the instruments or tools, we can use in. He fixed it in minutes. She painted the room in a day. They built the model in cardboard. So these are the things. So these are the tools or instruments, so we can use in before it. Manner or style. She sang in a beautiful voice. So beautiful voice. This is showing the manner of her singing. So in is used to show that. They danced in a synchronized manner. So in is the manner which is showing for the dance. He wrote the essay in a persuasive style. So this is the style of his writing, that he has written in a way that can persuade anyone. So we are using in before it. Now let us move further. We can also show preposition in, or we can also use preposition in to show in relation to something. For example, this book is in the middle of the shelf. So is in the middle, we are showing the relation. That is, it is located in the middle of the shelf. So it is written in over here. Jupiter is the largest planet in the solar system. So we are talking about Jupiter, that it is the largest planet where in the solar system. The solution lies in teamwork. So obviously the solution will be got only when the teamwork is there. So here also we can say, we can use in preposition. Expression for measurement. So in case of measurement as well, we can use in. It is a distance of 10 miles in total. She won the race, or she won the race in record time. The room is 15 The room is 15 feet in length. So this is how we can show the measurement in terms of in. Now we can have several phrases as well relating to measurements in which in has been used, or maybe at has been used. Now let us move to the next one. In a container or a space. There is water in the bottle. So water is in the bottle, so that is a container of something. So we are using in. The kids are in the playground. Put the groceries in the fridge. So when we show the space or the container for something, we can use in. In an activity or occupation. For example, he is in sales department. She works in marketing. They are experts in their field. So here we are talking about the occupations of people. So we can use the preposition in. Belief or confidence. I have faith in you. So it means I believe you. So there we are using preposition in. He has trust in the system. It means he trusts the system. So in can be can be used as the preposition. She lacks confidence in herself. For example, I believe in God. So there we can use in. Now there are several other means where we can use in. For example, in case of transport. In case of transportation, where we can use in is, suppose there are means of transport and we are talking about private vehicles. Private. For public, we use on, but for private vehicles, we can use in. For example, he's in his car. He is in his car or in his favorite car. She's in the taxi. So we are talking about a vehicle which is owned by that particular person, maybe for a particular time or maybe for entire life or maybe forever. So if I say that he's in his car, obviously the car is his possession and he has owned it forever. So we can use in for that because it has some boundaries as well. So we can use in. And if we talk about taxi, obviously we hire a taxi for a particular time, and for a particular time it will be ours. Therefore, we can use in with it. So basically, for some vehicles which are, you can say, which are closed or which includes you, and that is only for you, maybe for a particular time or forever. So in that case, to show that particular vehicle, we use preposition in. Though for public vehicles, we use on. For example, he's on the aeroplane, he's on train, he's on the bus. Therefore, the preposition differ in case of vehicles or means of transportation. One more thing is there. Now, we can also have more uses of in. So one more thing here I'll tell you, that if we talk about trees, suppose there is a tree, and if a person is standing below the tree, so we can say he is standing under the tree. But there is one more preposition to be used over here. Suppose there is some shadow of this tree, or this is known as shade. This is known as shade of the tree. So in that case as well, we use in and not on. If we talk about tree, we use under. But if we talk about the shade of the tree, we can use in. Suppose a person is lying over here and he's lying in the shade of the tree. So we can say he's lying in the shade of the tree. For example, I can say he's taking rest in the shade of the tree. In the shade of the tree. So in this case, we use in and not under. But if we talk about the tree, we can use under the tree. One more thing is there for in, that if a person is lying comfortably in his bed or he's sleeping in his bed, so we will say he is sleeping in his bed. He's sleeping soundly in his bed. So sleeping in his bed. So here we are using in, not on, because he's in a comfortable position over there. So we will use in the bed or in his bed. We will not use on over here. On is generally in case of only sitting or only lying. That is not comfortably he's in that. So we can use on for on in that case, not in. Also, if we use chair, also if the chair is having the arms or if the chair contains the arms, we use in. For example, she's sitting in the chair. She's sitting in the chair. Now here we can use in the chair. We can use here in in case of that particular chair which contains arms. But if it is a kind of a stool or if it is a kind of bench, we use on, not in. So if a chair contains arms, and if a rocking chair is there, or if a resting chair is there, we use in, not on. So these are the styles of using preposition in. Now here we will discuss some more sentences using preposition in. First, first we have Anuj Kumar and his parents live in Rajasthan. So because they live in Rajasthan, it is showing the location. So we are using live in. Vijay is in a good job. His elder brother is in the army. So his position is in army. So here we are using preposition in. Vikas is in politics. So he's involved in this. So in is used as a preposition over here. Now let us move further. I believe in God. So my faith is in God. So I'm using in with it. She died in 2000. So 2000 is a year. So we are using in. Keep in touch with me. So keep in touch, it means keep me in your contacts. So there in is used as a preposition. So in can have various uses in case of English language or in prepositions. So I have shown you many of these. Maybe possible there can be many other uses of in as well, which we will be discussing while discussing other prepositions as well. I hope you understood all of this. Thank you very much.